13 hours, that's how long the flight took from Chicago to Tokyo. I'm Tony and this is the biggest adventure yet for the Leaf and Luggage. Over the next 30 days, we are traversing 3 incredible countries, Japan, Thailand and Malaysia. As someone who gave up meat and fish 7 years ago, my goal is to show you that travelling the world doesn't mean compromising on your values. I'll give some tips for the airport and getting through security, getting an Uber from the airport and advice so you don't make the same mistakes I did on my first evening and the following morning. So stick around. We arrived in the afternoon and we flew with United Airlines, and I had pre-booked the vegan meals online using the Airlines app once I'd booked the flight. I was really impressed with the food. I had a chickpea curry with rice and I really enjoyed it, a small salad with a balsamic vinegar and olive oil dressing, a vegan butter for the roll and a chocolate cereal bar. Towards the end of the flight they brought another meal, which was a hot polenta meal, which I've had before on other flights. This was okay, it was hot and vegan, but I preferred the other meals. We went through security, which was really busy, but I think 3 flights from the US had landed around the same time. I'll give a tip later on to make getting through security a bit quicker. Once we'd gone through security, we got an Uber and made our way to the hotel. We stayed at the Citadines hotel in Shinjuku, Tokyo. Once we checked in, we dropped our bags off and then went to look for something to eat. We went down a side street and found a restaurant called Mare, which was definitely my cup of tea. It was vegan, but unfortunately it was closed. I was gutted, so I checked their website and it said it was closed until Thursday, so I was determined to go back as I love what they stand for. We checked out some other restaurants, but my Japanese is limited, so didn't have a clue and it was cold and windy. We saw a restaurant and it mentioned cheese gyozas, so we thought we'd try that. It also mentioned edamame and a salad. The host also came out to greet us as she saw us looking at the board. After we sat down, my husband asked for sake recommendations and the host gave us an English menu. There was edamame, chilled tomatoes, a vegetable salad and chilled tofu. There were also French fries, but I was worried what they would be fried in, so I chose the edamame and salad. My husband asked about the gyoza, but they had pork in. The host's English was limited, so she used Translate on her phone and we did the same to explain that I was vegan. The host was lovely and helped with the vegan options from the menu. I would give this a 5-leaf rating for the vegan choices and taste, as well as the host being really helpful, but a 1 for the other choices on the menu. The next morning, I went to Starbucks and got a banana and a chilled chai tea latte with soy milk. I noticed they also had a plant-based keema wrap, so I got really excited about that and started the walk back. I then realised I didn't know which way to go once I got to a certain point. I tried turning on my mobile data and I couldn't get on any Wi-Fi, so I was panicking. I eventually saw that I was connected to a free Tokyo Wi-Fi, so I put in the hotel address and followed Apple Maps. It was a lovely walk and I saw a lovely garden which I planned on returning to later in the week, and the map then said I'd reached my destination. However, it was a different Citadines hotel. I didn't realise there were 2 hotels with the same name. I decided to go into the hotel and ask reception staff for directions to get to the other hotel. They were really helpful and let me connect to their Wi-Fi and gave me a paper map as well as directions. It was only about a 15-minute walk between hotels, but I don't think I'd have found my way back without the help from the man at reception. Now for some tips. Before you arrive in Japan, I recommend you go to the Japanese website. It's called Visit Japan Web, and it's where you can get a digital QR code and it makes getting through security a little bit easier. If you do forget to do this, there are QR codes at the airport and there's also paper options you can complete. But it was so busy, so having the QR code ready definitely helped. I'd also make sure you have access to a Wi-Fi or mobile data turned on, as I couldn't get the QR code to load and ended up connecting to my husband's phone using his personal hotspot. I would also take a coat or jacket. The weather was chilly in the mornings, even though it was sunny, and it was cold at night. I'd also do research for vegan restaurants, or at least for vegan food choices. It depends on how strict you are and if you're travelling with non-vegans, or if you're okay with vegetarian food choices. I would also definitely download Google Maps so you can have access to these offline. So if you don't have any Wi-Fi, they use GPS, which helps you to get around. For lunch, I met my husband and we found a pizza and salad place called 800 Degrees. We shared the veggie pizza, which was lovely, and used plant-based cheese, and we also shared a vegan kale salad. I would give this restaurant and food a 5-leaf rating. For dinner, we found an Indian restaurant and I had a vegetable samosa and a vegetable curry with saffron rice. These are vegetarian rather than being vegan, so I would give this a 3.5 or a 4-leaf rating. The Japanese lemon beer was really nice, it tasted like shandy and was also labelled vegan. The next morning, I checked out the breakfast food choices in the hotel. There was toast, boiled egg, fruit, yoghurt, and I saw Danish pastries. Because I didn't want to pay just for toast and some fruit, I decided to go to Starbucks again. The hotel does complimentary coffee all day from a machine. At Starbucks, I had a banana, a vanilla latte with soy milk, and they had some plant-based donuts, so I got these to take away. For lunch, we went to Plant More, which had lots of vegan options. Food and coffee here were great, so I'd give this a 5. My husband had a falafel pita, which looked amazing, and he also had a black coffee. For dinner, we went to Neo Shinjuku, which was amazing. It's a sushi cyberpunk restaurant which served all vegan food. We shared spring rolls and some of the other vegan options on there, and my husband tried the vegan burger, which he enjoyed. During the evening, you have to pay 500 yen each for a cover charge, and this includes unlimited popcorn. We had our popcorn flavoured with curry powder, which was so nice. I'm going to try and replicate that once I get back home. I don't mind paying for cover charges in vegan restaurants if it helps them to keep operating. So this was just for the first 3 days in Tokyo. Follow along for further advice and tips for the rest of the trip from the Leaf and Luggage. Travel further, eat better.